Ramblin' Man Moto coming at you once again. I'm in Hanover County, Virginia, the western part, and I'm headed to Dinwiddie County, Virginia. And the only reason I'm really going to that destination is I saw a photograph that someone took of a water tower there, and I have been using water towers as kind of a destination point to goof around with my other hobby of flying my drone, and then I come back, and I don't have the GPS on right now, but I will later. I think this is about an hour and a half away, one way, and I'm gonna get about 3/4 of the way there or so, and then turn on the GPS. GPS is going to have me take a different way than I really wanted to go. Hey, so I saw on a Facebook group, and then I saw on the Indian discussion forums I'm on, that two Indian dealerships are closing. And this was a dealership that had been around at least 7 years. And from what I could tell, they were Indian brand only, but I'm going to double check that. And they were both in California, family-run dealership, the two of them. And then somebody in one of the forums said that a Harley dealer just down the street from them closed as well. And I thought somebody said that too was owned by the same family. And all of this, if I'm wrong, I'll correct it either by video or by subtitle here. But in one of the forum discussions I was in, you know, people comment without knowing all the facts, and I'm going to comment right now without knowing all the facts. But somebody in the forum said that, you know, thanks a lot, Polaris. We buy the bike, and then you guys shut down all the dealerships. Of course, the dealerships are owned by the individuals, not Indian. But and he said, I guess we'll all be working on our own bikes from now on. Now the thing that's, you know, interesting to me is I bought Indian knowing the dealership network was not as broad. They don't sell as many units per year. There's not as many aftermarket parts available as there is a Harley. But man, everyone I talked to about and read online, you know, people loved their Harleys, but, you know, there's a lot of maintenance and problems. And I didn't read as much about that with Indian. And I own 3 Polaris ATVs. Really haven't had any trouble that wasn't self-inflicted by myself. And, you know, good brand. I've got no problem with Polaris owning Indian. I know that people throw it out there like it's a negative. Harley used to be owned by AMF, the bowling company that owned the bowling company. So anyhow, but you know, Harley has started telling people something like they won't take appointments for any bike that's something like, I don't know, 10 years old or something. You guys would know. Again, I'll add a subtitle. So this is not something that's unique to Indian, that there might be some service related questions. Harley has told individuals that for whatever reason they cite, I think it's parts availability, but also it's a way to get you to buy a new bike. But it's like whatever the age cutoff was, they're not taking any appointments to service the bikes. And Harley sells a lot more units than Indian. You know, in my case with Indian, you know, you got this dealership in California, and who knows, you know, I could try to do a lot more diving into, what the hell am I trying to say here? I could do a lot deeper diving into why that dealership closed in California, but I haven't done it yet. It's just on my mind while I'm out riding. Is that, you know, one, if you're trying to run a business in California, I just don't understand the politics of California. You got all these, you know, you think back, Ronald Reagan was governor of California. Ronald Reagan won a 49 state landslide victory. I think he did that twice. Think about that. And Pete Wilson was governor, a Republican, California. You know, Arnold, he was a different type of Republican, but he was governor of California. And now, it's like they keep voting for illegal immigrants to be legalized, to have the right to vote, have the right to drive, taxes, 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 ban guns, ban guns, ban guns, taxes, 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 lunacy. And then people wonder why they can't run a business. And they keep voting for these people. Minimum wage increases, which is just messing with capitalism. And, you know, it certainly doesn't help trying to run a business in California. But then you look at Indian. I have to say, you know, my closest dealer, I'm not a fan of them in a number of ways. And when people were buying bikes, this guy was, you know, charging over MSRP, trying to charge, you know, more expensive setup fees and all this stuff. And I consider it kind of sweet justice that this week I saw, like, they had like $3,000 off certain Indians, $4,000 off other Indians. They're dropping the rate, they're dropping the price of the extended warranties. You know, people remember how they were treated, and I hope I can stick to it, but there's another dealer that literally I think is twice as far from me. But everybody I meet on the road here in Virginia, when I ask them about that other dealership, they love them. If they go to that one, they love them. And but you know, it's an hour and a half one way for me to get to that guy. So I'm going to be towing my bike and leaving it probably, which just stinks. I mean, this is part of the problem with the Indian brand, is that if you need warranty coverage, and on this bike, you know, you guys see my videos, I bought this used, and the previous owner bought like the, whatever it is, the 7-year extended warranty. Well, of course, if there's no dealer to go to, or if it takes an hour and a half one way to get to a dealer, none of those are good options. It's just, really disappointing. The fellow that owns that farm I passed on the left there, I met him one time out walking some trails when I was looking at buying some land. He was next door at another parcel. Older, nice fellow, knows everybody here, and his wife is a realtor who knows everybody here. And I didn't know at the time that he was that guy that owned that farm. We started the conversation, and I remember something like that parcel of land. He was like, hey, I didn't know anything about him and his wife. I just met him that moment. And that parcel of land was like 10 acres. And I'm like, he asked me, are you out here looking at this land to buy it? Yeah. And how many acres is it? And I proudly was like, yeah, I'm looking at this 10-acre parcel. And how much land do you own? And I think his number was 1,700 acres. I think that's what it was. It had a comma in it. I know that. It had a comma in it. And if there's a way I can look it up for this video quickly, I know I can find it in the records, but it's not necessarily quick. But it had a comma in it. I know that. It's so funny. And now I've since learned they own that farm, and they do like pumpkin stuff in October, and other times of year they got all sorts of stuff going on there. I don't know that I met his. And what is up with these people? I almost deployed the horn there. He was about a half second away from getting the horn. These country roads, man, sometimes I feel like the folks do that to get a reaction out of you or something. When I was down in Texas, where I used to go a lot for work, you know, what I was told down there was it was considered bad form to ask somebody how many acres they own. It was kind of like basically asking what your net worth is. So I've always been a bit sensitive about asking people that. Now that we own some land, I don't like bringing it up too often. I don't bring it up other than we own some land, and if it comes up at all, right? And I've been surprised how many people just immediately, how many acres do you own? I get asked it a lot, and you know, you don't know whether to say I prefer not to talk about that, you seem like a jerk, or do you sheepishly give the answer? And I know I asked that guy how many acres. That's because he kind of brought it up, and I don't usually do it. So yesterday when I recorded a video, and today, I have noise reduction on the camera, which is controlling the wireless mic. Do you guys like the sound? So the reason I did it was in the other mode, with the noise cancellation turned off, you can hear a lot more of the engine, but you also get some of the wind that I didn't like. And then when I put it into this mode, I feel like it's almost too quiet. My wife got her motorcycle license when I did. She took the course with me just to have some fun and try it. She had no interest in actually doing it, I don't think, and that remains the case. And I'm usually the official trip planner, vacation planner for the family. And I mentioned to her that one of the things I might like to do, you know, I already plan to try to take some longer trips here, first in the States, you know, by spending the night, taking increasingly longer trips. But that, you know, I see some of my viewers, when I look in the analytics from YouTube, you know, obviously a lot of people from the US, but I actually have a good number of folks from Australia, England, Scotland, I think Ireland was in there, India might have been in there too. I told her that I thought it would be neat to maybe go to some of these countries and rent a bike and, you know, take some moto tours or hook up with some people. She was open to that as well. Thought I would see a lot more motorcycles out today. This is not a slow route for motorcycles. It tends to be the roads I've been on. Oh, they're a little off the beaten path, I guess. They're side roads to some of the main surface streets. Still, I thought I'd see a lot more people out here today.